Welcome to the Weekly Focus English.
Week 21. Learning to listen. Listening builds connection. Many people think communication is about talking, but listening is just as important. When you really listen, you understand others better and build stronger friendships. This week, try listening without interrupting. Ask follow-up questions and show interest.
Think about the last time you were telling this deeply personal story, right? And a friend just immediately jumps in with, oh my gosh, that exact same thing happened to me.
Oh yeah, the classic Me Too moment.
Exactly. Like, did you feel heard in that moment, or did you feel, completely hijacked?
Definitely hijacked.
Right. Well, welcome to your custom deep dive. Today, we are unpacking this really brief, but honestly super impactful excerpt. It's titled Week 21, Learning to Listen. And it challenges this habit that pretty much all of us have.
Yeah, we totally treat human communication like we are just a broadcast tower.
Yes, a broadcast tower. We are constantly just, transmitting signals and sending out our thoughts, our stories, our opinions.
But we completely forget that to actually connect with someone, we have to, function as the receiver too.
I mean, why do we forget that? Why is it so hard to just receive?
Well, the psychology behind why we default to broadcasting, it actually makes total sense. We all just want to be known. We want to be understood.
Right, of course. We want to be seen.
But the thing is, true connection isn't actually forged by the volume or the frequency of your signal. It is built entirely in your capacity to absorb what other people are sharing.
So it's about making them feel safe, basically.
Exactly. When someone feels truly heard, it triggers this profound sense of psychological safety. They aren't bracing for you to jump in or judge them.
They can just exist.
Yeah, they can just exist. And that mechanism right there is what actually builds stronger friendships.
Which is the whole promise of the text, right?
Right.
But, okay, it is easy to recognize we need to listen more. In practice, though, putting down that broadcaster microphone is way harder than it sounds.
Oh, absolutely. Simply acting like a passive antenna that's just catching the wind, that doesn't magically create intimacy.
Right. So to actually fix this, we have to look at the 3 specific steps the text mandates for the week. And they are: try listening without interrupting, ask follow-up questions, and actively show interest.
And taking those steps out of the abstract and, actually applying them at the dinner table tonight, that requires a fundamental shift in your posture.
Oh, so?
Well, you have to consciously decide to stop formulating your next sentence while the other person is still speaking.
Okay, I get the theory, but I really have to push back on this a little bit because it is incredibly hard not to interrupt.
It really is.
Especially when you are just really enthusiastic. I mean, I am definitely guilty of being that person at a party.
You all are, honestly.
Like, let's say a friend is telling a story about this disastrous vacation in Italy, and I just got back from a terrible trip to Rome.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Right. My immediate instinct is to jump in and say, me too. Let me tell you about my lost luggage. Like, doesn't chiming in with a relatable story show that I am interested and engaged?
It is a completely natural reflex.
Yeah.
You are trying to build a bridge by showing them you understand their pain.
Exactly, I'm trying to relate.
But the problem with that enthusiastic Me Too reflex is that you are inadvertently switching the dial right back to broadcast mode.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You end up centering your own experience. You essentially steal their thunder.
And suddenly the conversation is about my lost luggage instead of their disastrous trip.
Exactly. And you do it without even realizing it.
That makes a lot of sense. And it is entirely accidental most of the time. You really do think you're bonding, but you're really just competing for airtime.
Yes, competing for airtime is the perfect way to put it.
So, okay, how do we show we are actually engaged without making it all about ourselves?
Well, that brings us right to why the rule to listen without interrupting is paired directly with asking follow-up questions.
Okay. So the question replaces the interruption.
Exactly. Substituting your urge to interrupt with a genuine question is the ultimate way to fulfill that third step, which is showing active interest.
Because it keeps the spotlight on them.
Right. By asking, say, what did you do when you realized your bags were gone? You validate their signal rather than overpowering it with your own.
You prove you are tracking their narrative, not just, waiting for your turn to speak.
Yes. It shows you're actually invested in what they're saying.
That really requires a major shift in how we approach our relationships every single day.
It's a huge paradigm shift.
Yeah. The ultimate shortcut to deepening your personal connections isn't about having the most entertaining stories or like the sharpest commentary.
Not at all.
It is about shifting your focus away from what you want to say next and putting all that energy into truly receiving what the other person is transmitting.
Which brings us to a really interesting final thought for you to take away from all this.
Oh, I love a good final thought. Let's hear it.
In your very next conversation, what if the most powerful and memorable contribution you make isn't a brilliant piece of advice you offer, but rather the intentional, unbroken silence you leave that allows the other person to finally feel understood?